Okay, Steam Deck OLED, 1TB version with the X-Glass display, Witcher 3, running at 10 frames a second. Let's see what's going on here. What I suspect is that my settings from my PC save have transferred across, which is a bit awkward. So it's good because I'll go in settings anyway. Let's try and get this optimized. Now this is my second video that I've made on The Witcher 3. So I thought it'd be quite a good one. Now let's see, yeah, I've got ray tracing on. Performance, this has all been set up for my reasonably decent PC. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by using the Steam Deck settings. So I think I probably had ray tracing ultra on. Yeah, performance ray tracing. I mean, God, that's never going to run on the Steam Deck. No wonder we're at 11 frames a second. And the battery life, pretty low. Let's swap to the Steam Deck's preset. Ray tracing is obviously off. Anti-aliasing is an FSR. I hate FSR. So I'm going to set it. There we go. FSR is now off. Resolution scaling is off. I think everything else on here I'm happy with. Let's just go back. And back again. And I've got per game profile where I'm running this on 45 frames per second. Haven't touched TDP limit, so Steam Deck preset 45 frames per second, and I've turned off FSR and swapped, just double check that again, on the video, on the graphics, Steam Deck preset, and I've changed FSR to, well, I turned anti-aliasing to TAAU, turned off SSR, turned off dynamic resolution scaling. That's all I've done to it. I think this looks rather pretty. We're on course for about 3 hours of battery life at this point. Witcher 3 is 8-9 years old now. Still just a beautiful game. I thought it would be a good idea to revisit this because, well, I want to play it anyway, let's be honest. And it's just so good looking on Steam Deck. A little bit of a jankiness with those horses. Obviously, here we are in Tucson. It's not as pretty everywhere. Let's go somewhere else in Tucson. Though I think, if I recall correctly, I need to fast travel. I'll set myself objective marker. I'll set myself Grand Place. I know. Set myself as a custom marker. There. So I'll head to the Grand Place. Just being highlighted by my custom marker, which I can't see very well on the minimap. There we go, it's this way. 117 paces away. It's, especially in Tucson, I say this is on fairly low graphics, as you saw, and we're aiming for around about 3 hours of battery life, even with fairly low graphics and a 45 frames a second lock. The Witcher 3 does look pretty glorious in Tucson anyway. Right, we are going to fast travel once we get to my objective marker. The Duchess summoned him? Probably talking about me. Yeah, and the Duchess's good favours are his. Fast travel, right. I think firstly I'll go somewhere random in Tucson. I will go to the Silver Salamander Inn. We'll see how long the loading is. Now I actually completed this game on the Switch. Oh, that was even I was surprised by that. I suppose it's the same area, so if we change to a different area, it'd be a bit slower. Yeah, I completed the switcher, as it were. And what was great about the Switch, you'll notice here that I've obviously completed the game, but I've only played 42 hours, and yet I've completed all of the expansions. That's not actually the case. I owned it on PC already, and then I got the switcher, which people sort of slaughtered for being, I don't know, like 540p and pretty muddy textures. But after I owned it for 6 months, and after the game had been out for about a year or so on the Switch, they actually released a patch which increased performance and visuals on it, which was not at all necessary of them to do. But yeah, it was. Oh, I'm trying to. Okay, that's fine. I'm leaving. Don't worry about me. Yeah, they released a patch which they didn't need to do, but they did, and it was very helpful and made it look even better. And also with that patch, they released a Steam save transfer, which is, I don't know if any other game on Switch that does that. There might be, but what was great was you could actually transfer your game to the Steam cloud and vice versa from the Nintendo Switch. So this game is the one which this save file is the one that I began on the Switch, and also because of the wonders of PC, I was able to transfer my Switch save file, do a massive money cheat, so I got like millions, and then transfer it back to the Switch, which is I love these little details in this game. It's so good. Which is all pretty good fun. It really helped me out in the because everyone wants the best armor, right? And some of the armor is just like, oh god, grind for ages before that sort of stuff. So yeah, to get the master gear, it's quite useful. Okay, so we'll go fast travel from here because we're seeing this environment now. Let's now swap to the world map. Tucson's always beautiful, so wouldn't it be cool to see what the horrible, well, I was going to say Velen is horrible. It is horrible. Let's go to White Orchard first, and then we'll go to Velen after that. So we'll travel to these crossroads in Velen. Yeah, so as I say, the switcher was really what, you know, I played the not too bad load time. Dark, grim, miserable though. Is it HDR? It is HDR. Now, as cool as this is for checking out the HDR, unfortunately my camera and my lighting setup is not gonna, by lighting setup I mean the lights in the kitchen, not gonna help me show this off as best. I mean, in real life it's awesome. I've got so many shades of black here that I can see, but it's just gonna come up as a bit of a blur on there. However, I'm gonna meditate for a bit until dawn. Let's meditate until 5 AM. So get the first of the light. Here we go. Dawn is breaking here in White Orchard. And that's the sun, which looks great on my actual screen, but here on the camera is not showing off very well. Adjust my light balance down a bit so it's perhaps going to show a little bit better. Yeah, I mean it does, you have to take my word for it. In real life it looks great, but on the camera I can see it is flooding the picture with light. Whereas actually I can see wonderful diffused yellow sunlight. Such a beautiful game. Even on these lower settings. So as far as I can tell, there's not been any dips from 45 frames a second. Yeah. There's not been any dips from 45 frames a second I can see. Apart from now on this loading screen, apparently. This is very demanding, this loading screen. So yeah, you're talking around about 3 hours. But we've seen White Orchard. So let's go to Velen, which is a thoroughly miserable place. Let's go to the Inn at the Crossroads. So when I played this on Switcher, when I played the Switcher, that was probably the only real downside to it. Obviously, you had the convenience of Switch Lite, the form factor, and the graphics, which weren't appalling in my opinion, but others disagree. And you have a horse who's managed to walk through a tree. And hang on, are you milking the horse? What is happening here? What is happening here? Just what have I walked in on? I can't do that, but I also don't hang around underneath horses' undercarriages. Very peculiar. See if we find a drowner. They're always lurking about. Let's get in a fight with a drowner, shall we? But yeah, so this has been The Witcher 3, a second video on it, showing a couple more environments. Obviously these are all rural. I haven't really spent much time in Oxenfurt, for example, but I mean 12 minutes in, how long a video do I need to make? 45 frames a second, HDR, using per game profile to give me 45 frames, and playing this on the Steam Deck preset with FSR turned down because I can't stand FSR. Explain in the comments what you see the benefit of FSR to be, but for me, I can't stand it. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I also have a Patreon at patreon.com/EerieFoxDan, and any of your comments, your likes, your subscribes, be much appreciated. And thanks for watching. Cheers, thanks, and bye.